Hey everyone, today we're going to discuss about regression analysis. So in our previous lesson, we've learned about correlation analysis. We learned how to measure the correlation between two variables according to its strength and direction. We've also learned how to determine if the relationship between two variables is significant by testing it using t-test. Now this time, we will be performing regression analysis. So dito sa regression analysis, what we do is we predict the value of the second variable in terms of the first variable. Yung predict natin yung ating dependent variable. Okay? And yung meron tayong given the value, yun yung independent variable natin. So, I hope you remember the independent and dependent variable on your research. So, we'll be dealing only with simple linear regression. Kasi maraming types din kasi ng regression eh. Merong linear, may exponential, like yung pag-predict nung cases ng coronavirus, exponential yon. Okay? So, very neat na gagawin yan. Simple na. Ano lang, linear lang tayo. So, the simple linear regression analysis, it deals with only one dependent variable and one independent variable. So, if there is more than one independent variable, ang tawag natin dun ay multiple linear regression. So, the regression equation is expressed as y equals bx plus a. Y here is the dependent variable. X is the independent variable. B and a, should be small letter a though. B and A are constants, which we will be having a formula later on. Ito na nga actually. By the way, the independent variable, the x here, we call this as the predictor variable. And the dependent variable is the response variable. Ibang tawag nun sa kanila yun. Pero basically, independent and dependent pa rin naman sila. Now, this bx plus a here, b serves as the slope of the regression equation, and a is the y-intercept of the equation. How do we compute for b and a here? We have this formula. For the intercept, we have summation of y times summation of x squared minus summation of x times summation of xy all over n times the summation of x squared minus the square of summation of x. B is n times the summation of xy minus summation of x times summation of y all over n times the summation of x squared minus the square of summation of x. Ito yung galing dun sa table na mahaba para dun sa R. So, we make use of that information as well. Compute lang natin. We have the values of B and A. Now, the regression analysis can only be done if there is a significant relationship between the two variables. So, the steps in performing the regression analysis, we determine the hypothesis first. We determine the value of R. We test if R significant, so mag-test tayo. Saka natin i-compute yung equation. So, basically, pinagsasama-sama natin lahat ng napag-aralin natin from correlation analysis hanggang dun sa testing of relationship hanggang dito sa regression analysis. So, the process can get really lengthy. Yun yung case dito eh. Magiging masyadong mahaba lang siya. Okay? So, yan. So, example tayo. A business analyst wants to predict the net profit of a company in the future. The net profits of the company for the past 6 months are shown in the table below. Test the significance at 0.05 level significance. So, ito yung number of months, 6 months, net profit in 1,000. So, first, determine the regression equation of the data, and B, predict the next profit of the company for the next 6 months. So, it's month 7 hanggang 12. So, magkano kaya magiging profit ng company given this value? So, magpe-predict tayo. Yung prediction, kaya niyang gawin ni regression analysis. So remember, ang formula natin is y equals bx plus a. Kailangan lang natin ma-solve yung b and a for that para makapredict. Pero bago natin ma-solve yun, check muna natin, applicable ba dapat si regression analysis? And we can do that by testing if there is a significant relationship between the two variables. So, step 1. Hypothesis muna. There's no significant relationship between the number of months and the net profit of the company. Alternative hypothesis, there's a significant relationship between the number of months and the net profit of the company. Next step natin, ano yung appropriate test to be used natin? Kasi aalamin natin yung relationship of the two variables, di ba? So, t-test tayo. Ano yung type of test natin? Two-tailed. Critical value, how do we know that? Let's check first the level of significance. Ano yung level of significance natin? 0.05. So, gamitin ang t-table, compute si degrees of freedom. Ano ang degrees of freedom natin? df equals n minus 2. Parang yung nakaraan lang. Last lesson lang natin to actually. So, n is 6. Kasi 6 months tayo. So, df equals n minus 2. That's 6 minus 2 equals 4. So, 0.05 ang level of significance natin. So, ang check natin column ay yung kay 0.95. Degrees of freedom, 4. Ano yung corresponding value? 2.776. So, the critical value is positive, negative, 2.776. You will use both positive and negative values. Bakit? Kasi two-tailed test. Next step, determine the value of the correlation coefficient R. So, ito na yung may mahabang table. So, yung X natin, that would be the number of months. Yung Y natin, yung net profit. So, here it is. X and Y. Solve for X squared. Paano ma-solve si X squared? Square mo lang yung values ni X. Right here. So, Y. Y squared rather. Paano ma-solve yung Y squared? Kunin mo si Y, square mo. So, iwan ko na sa inyo kung paano i-solve yan. And take note, in this case, hindi ako nag-round off. Kung 4 decimal place, leave it as it is, 4 decimal place. Kasi dapat mag-round off tayo sa pinakadulo na. So, yun. We get y squared by taking the square of the values of y. xy, multiply mo lang yung value ng x kay value ni y. So, we get these. Once we have these values, add nyo lang lahat so that we have the summation of x as 21, summation of y as 106.35, summation of x squared as 91, summation of y squared is 1902.1575, summation of xy 389.4. So we substitute it in this formula here. So I'll leave it up to you to check if the computation is correct. So substitute lang. We will end up with 0.99. Okay? So aralin na maigit ng equation to, paano nakuha. Anyway, use your calculators naman Pero aralin pa rin kung paano gamitin si calculator. Okay? So ang R natin ay 0.99. Next step, we determine the test value para malaman natin kung significant ba yung relationship or hindi. We make use of this. T equals R over the square root of the fraction 1 minus R squared all over n minus 2. R is 0.99, n is 6. So substitute the values. 0.99 all over square root of 1 minus 0.99 squared all over 6 minus 2. Compute, we have 14.04. So, ayun. Aralin ng steps kung paano ma-compute. Kasi yun naman yung medyo mahirap nun Kung paano siya i-compute. Okay? Next, step 5. Make a decision whether to reject the null hypothesis or not. So, paano ginagawa yun? Construct tayo ng normal curve. Ito yung normal curve natin. Yung critical values natin, negative 2.776 and positive 2.776. Ang test value natin, 14.04. So, it's right here. As we can see here, It is on the rejection region. So, we will reject the null hypothesis and consider the alternative hypothesis. Ano nga ba yung alternative hypothesis natin? Merong significant relationship between the number of months and the net profit of the company. So, nalaman natin na may significant relationship pala silang dalawa. So, kapag alam na natin may significant relationship sila, pwede natin gawin yung regression analysis. So, actually, di pa tayo nag-i-start ng regression analysis. Ito, ginawa lang natin yung steps 1 to 6 para malaman natin kung significant yung relationship nila. Yun yung previous discussion natin. Dito sa step 7, saka pala mag-i-start yung regression analysis. And how do we do that? We begin with the regression equation. We use the formula A, this one, and B, this one, to determine the regression equation y equals bx plus a. So a is summation of y times summation of x squared minus summation of x times summation of xy all over n times summation of x squared minus the square of summation of x. Substitute the given values. Saan galing tong values ito? Galing dito sa table natin. Na una. Substitute the values, we get this. And to solve for it, we get 14.29. So, yun yung value ng A natin. For B naman, the formula is n times summation of xy minus summation of x times summation of y all over n times summation of x squared minus the square of summation of x. Substitute to given values, we get 0.98. So, anong gagawin natin dito? Kunin mo yung regression equation, substitute mo yung A and B. Remember yung A ay 14.29. Yung B ay 0.98. So, the equation is y equals 0.98x plus 14.29. So, that is our regression equation. So, meron tayong regression analysis. Anong purpose ng regression equation? Gagamitin natin yan para ma-predict magkano yung magiging profit ng company for the next months to go. The next months to come, rather. Yan. So, let's predict how much yung net profit ng company for the next 6 months. So, remember yung kanina table natin? Tables, months natin, 1 to 6. So, ano yung next 6 months nun? 7 to 12. So, that x equals 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 12 for y. So, we substitute x as 7. Solve for the value of y, that's 21.25. If x is 8, y is 22.13. Substitute na lang, 0.98 times 8 plus 14.29. Then for x equals 9, 23.11. X equals 10, 24.09. By double check using your calculator, ha? X equals 11, 25.07, and x equals 12, 26.06. So, these are the projected net profit. Remember, ang term natin dito ay projected kasi hindi naman din tayo sure kung yan ba talaga yung magiging profit ng company kasi it varies eh. But that's our projection. So, ang purpose talaga ni regression analysis, we're able to determine ano yung possible value ng y natin given yung x. And we use a line, a straight line to determine that. So, that's how we perform regression analysis. Aralin tong example na to, yung iba pa. So, regression analysis allows us to predict the value of the dependent variable given the value of the independent variable. Before we can perform regression analysis, we need to check if the relationship between the two variables are significant. So, yun. Kailangan mo laman si R, kailangan mo i-test si R, saka pa lang pwede mag-regression analysis. Medyo mahaba ang step. No? Maraming ginagawa. So, ganun din naman talaga kapag regression analysis. So, I hope you guys learned a lot today. In our next lesson naman, we'll learn about the graphing the line of best fit. So, that's the last part of regression analysis na rin naman natin. So, I hope you learned a lot today. Thank you guys for watching and see you guys on the next video.